I've been in radio almost 14 years now, 15 years that I've been in radio. And of course, on and off here and there. But radio has been pretty much one of my biggest dreams that came true. If I tell you my story about how I became a radio DJ, it's actually quite interesting. Growing up, I always wanted to be one of the voices on the radio because I would listen to radio growing up as a young man. When all my friends would go out and play outside, my playtime was sitting by the radio. And we had this radio, those old radios, I think it was WRS was the label of the radio. The speaker had which net such a brown, so I remember it so vividly because that radio, I probably used it more than anyone else. So I would listen to radio and listen to the voices in the radio. In my mind, you had to be kind of a big deal for you to be one of the voices on the station. That's what I believed. And because obviously in any radio station, you only have a certain number of people on there at any given time, right? You could have like 10 voices only. And in my mind, I was like, the entire country, how would they or why would they choose a guy like me, right? So it was a dream, but I just didn't believe it could happen. So I want to tell you the story. And there's a lesson to be learned from that. So like I said, growing up, I would just listen to the radio, listen to the voices, and it was more of an imitation game because I wanted to kind of sound like them. I wanted to be like them. And that dream just didn't go far because in my mind, I was like, it's a dream and it will never happen. Fast forward many, many years after, and I wasn't even looking to be a radio presenter. This guy just comes to me from nowhere. He had never heard my voice. This guy didn't know about my love for radio, not at all. He just saw me on Facebook and he was like, dude, I see you are a DJ, and I was a club DJ at the time. Do you want to try out as a radio DJ? Oh, really? Okay. Let's see how that goes. What do you need from me? He said, do a demo. Make it a 5-10 minute demo so we can just hear how you sound. And then I'll take it to the owners of the station. And at the time, the station was owned by one of the Zimbabwean legends in radio, Eric Knight and Ezra Sibanda. It was called Visions FM. And as soon as they got my demo, literally within hours, the guy was telling me, dude, we love what we hear. Can you do a 3-hour show? And I'm like, I've never been on radio. I don't know anything about being on radio, but I'm going to use what I've learned through my imitation game, what I've been listening to over the years. And rest assured, I did that 3-hour demo. They aired it on the Friday, and then they gave me the slot for that Friday drive. So I became a drive time DJ first. That weekend, the guy then calls me and says, dude, are you able to deliver 2 shows a week or more if you can? But it ended up just being 2. So I did a Monday show, which was around midday, I think. And then a show that I did on the Fridays. So that's what I did. And I did that for almost, actually a year and a half almost. And I wasn't getting paid for this, remember. This was just out of the passion that I had for radio. And I enjoyed my time there. Fast forward, then comes ZFM with their auditions. And by coincidence, I was just in the country around the time. I didn't actually travel back because I was living in South Africa at the time. And I go to the auditions and I got it right off the bat. I didn't bribe anyone. I didn't know anyone. The owner of the station is not my uncle. No one in there. I wasn't a celebrity like some of the guys just got the slots because they were celebrities. But I feel they realized or they noticed that this guy is really passionate about radio. He's really passionate and maybe perhaps has the talent to do it. So I got in and it was good. Oh my gosh. It was like my dream was coming true right in front of me. remember my first show was a midnight show. I was doing Graveyard. My first time my voice on the radio, when I did a solo show, I remember freezing and not knowing what to say. I know right now it might be hard for you to believe, but there was a time I froze for nearly 15 seconds. Like I just didn't know what to say. But now words just flow, right? You know, they just come out. Like I can literally be in my sleep and just be able to just say, yeah, you're listening to me, and I'm here to give you this music and whatnot. Yeah, whatever, all that nonsense that I tell you. But that's how my dream came true. And this was my biggest dreams. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I had to put my dreams on a list, which one is right at the top? It was being a radio DJ. And yet it didn't take so much for me to get it. It was meant for me. I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to do this. And what does that tell me? And maybe a life lesson that I'm learning out of all that is that sometimes just a little faith. You don't have to go all out in your faith and belief in yourself. Just a little bit. And if it is yours, if it is meant for you, it will come to you. And perhaps also one of my life lessons that I learned from one of my mentors earlier in my life was follow your dream and the money will follow you. Sometimes our challenge is we're trying to follow the money. We're trying to do things for cash. Sometimes it pays just to follow what you love. And that's what I did for a year and a half, almost 2 years, doing radio for free. And then comes ZFM that says, you know what, we'll pay you to do this. I'm like, yes, I'll take it. And man, I have so many stories about ZFM, how I even graduated from graveyard shift to doing the Sunday Old School, which became one of the most listened to shows on the station at the time. And then doing the Love Lounge. There are just so many things that I could tell you, but hey, that is a story for another day. For right now, I want to bring on a special guest who has decided they don't want their face on the camera, but we will hear them. We'll make a call. This is one of my oldest fans who has listened to my shows and everything that I've been doing over the years for a very long time. And in this series, I'm going to try to talk to people who listen to me, find out what it is that they love, what they enjoy about what I give, what I present, and just hear their journey in music on the other side of radio. Okay, welcome back. So like I was saying earlier, I want to try to talk to people who are on the outside, if you like, people who've listened to me over the years, people who have dedicated their lives, or maybe not their lives, but their time to appreciate my art, to listen to what I do, and to just find out pretty much why. What is it about radio, about music that kind of excites them and gets them, in the mood, if you like. And today I did say I have a special guest. This is one of my oldest fans. And by old, I'm not talking about age. I'm saying she's been around from day one. How are you? How are you?
Good. I'm good, eh?
You're not one of those people. You're not one of those people. Can I ask you your age?
Yeah.
Why is it that women don't want people to ask their age?
Udamakore api. Bore ere kana kucheoje.
Ekuzvarwa now ari pachitupa.
I'm turning 38 this year.
Well done. Good job.
Kuti nonyepera iko makore edu ndiwo katachembe takura tavanhu vakuru.
But the thing is, you've heard Kutanzi, it's rude to ask a woman her age. What are your thoughts on that?
I think I'm so proud of my years, so I don't mind. People know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You never know. nongozvinhongera chimunhu chako mustreet.
Chimunhu chakaita sei?
Chafarira makore ako iwawa unenge uinawo. Apa ukadawo maredusa kuenda ku21 chinogona kungoti vadiki rega tivasiye. Vana vadiki vane mafaces achembera. Ngatisiyane nawo. So just think that
38. That's good. I'm actually 39, turning 39 this year. And I feel old.
Is it?
But they say life begins at 40. So maybe I'm young in that sense.
You know, I can't wait for 40. My way, Jean. My way.
Mudakuta say, munozotinetsa mimi.
40 rikundinonogera zvingaiti.
For what reason? For what purpose?
I just don't know. I envy my sister who's turning 40 this year.
Okay.
40.
Anyway, thank you so much for talking to me. The reason why I wanted to talk to you, because I was like, I want to do a series where I'm talking to people who have listened to my shows over the years, but also people who generally just love to listen to radio, and try to understand from your perspective, Guti, what actually gets you excited about radio? Why do you listen to music? And how do you do like 3 whole hours? So first of all, let me ask, why do you listen to me? Like, what is it? What do I give you that makes you stay for 3 whole hours every time?
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. You know what? You are one of the DJs and a playlist in Ona Kids.
Okay.
You introduced me to old school. I never used to love old school. I was an urban groover growing up. But then when you came in the radio circles, well, I was like, you know, a young heart with an old soul. Yeah.
The ones who manage my bars, udakundi soft.
I'm telling the truth.
and a young man with an old soul. Anyway, it's enough.
Secondly, you are one of the DJs. I noticed that Chipengereka during your shows. You know.
Define Kupengereka.
Yeah.
Define Kupengereka. What do you mean Kupengereka?
Mashows ako ana limit. Tinotaura zvatinoda, tinoita zvatinoda, tinofunga zvatinoda. We go kuma extremes. Kana tiri kutaura zveporridge, zvebota, tiri kunyatsotaura zvebota chairo, you know. Zvekuti kana uine nzara musi wacho nzara inotombopera, unotoita kunge bota racho uri kuriona riri pamberi pako, unotoita kunge utoridyika. So yeah.
Okay.
And we go crazy, we interact, and yeah. So you are so special to us, especially to me.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Because Chipo, you started listening to me. Oh, by the way, her name is Chipo, nicknamed Chips. Where does Chips come from? Because Chips, if I want to tell you, that word, when we were growing up, it meant it was slang. Patlaps.
Chips in it's CHI with a double PS.
So what? It just came from your name, right?
Yes, from my name Chipo.
Chipo.
I see chips where sharps in a CHI. It's chips the double P.
Cool. Chips, I want to ask you, Kuting, like, because you started listening to me when I was not even doing this kind of radio that I do now, like, you know, the slow jams, the chichi. I used to do like a Saturday show, and I was playing like house music and dance hall, but still you were listening to me then. So when you say, Kuti, now you listen to me for the music, why did you listen to me back then? What was it about that show that you liked?
Back then, I think your music selection was just awesome.
Okay.
The music selection. When you came per radio, it was like, when I first listened to you, I was like, wow, this is a different voice. A sexy voice.
Watanga. Okay, keep going.
Voice rako raingwita though.
Yeah,
that voice rako raingwita.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. Imagine if I came in digital one of those my DJs ego radio Zimbabwe. Would you still listen to me?
I think time you would tell that my DJs were tata kudo tumwe my DJ tunoan tokaita seweso. Poka pinda yes, we were playing a very different kind of taught my genre is very different, right? But then for us, we need this old school thing.
Yeah.
Your playlist, inoitonge iri kutaura ndini. Ndisingazivi kuti ndo inoita kune vamwe vanhu, but then your playlist talks to me. Inondisvika pabhonzo, pamongo chaipo.
Okay.
Inonyatsondisvika.
Okay, that is really good to know.
Kugona kunditondisa kuti nditonyatosvike chaiko chaiko.
Kusvika kupi? Tutora nyaya chiko pana.
Svika kudenga.
Because handitskunzwisisa. We're going to confuse.
Your playlist, it talks to me for you.
Yeah. Look, my playlist, let me tell you a secret. This is one thing that also maybe any aspiring radio presenter might want to know and learn. I do not do playlists on the day of the show. I do not do playlists 3 days before the show. Sometimes it's a week, 2 weeks in advance. Right now, I can tell you I have a playlist for literally the end of next month. I already know what I'm going to play. And every time I look at it, or if something comes up during the week, I can adjust it a little bit. And of course, it goes without saying, Kuti, during the show, I might decide to change a few things because Pangwe Chipo and she wants a certain request, I can always adjust, but my playlists are curated well in advance. And this is what most DJs fail to do. Because my DJ, they will do it on the fly. Good, all right. Nazin Derpa Radio. Okay. At Shushikam station, 30 minutes before the show, Tanga Ubara needs my playlist. Playlist is like a sacred part of the show. It's just as important as what you then talk about. So I hear what you're saying, and maybe that's the reason Kutima show Zangu did not plan well in advance. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
No go na DJ.
But what got you into listening to music? Like especially in 2024, right now we have so many things grabbing our attention. We have TV, and on TV you've got a ton of apps, a ton of streaming apps, Netflix, Hulu, you name it. You've got television, you've got the internet, you've got YouTube. Aka wonder man ingirina kuda attention yako. So what then gets you so interested in listening to radio 3 hours straight? Like, why is it something chaununya so tinini I can do 3 entire hours and dichungonzwa music jet? Tell me about that. How did you get into loving radio?
With music, it goes way back with me. I think in my from ndakuma grade 5, 3, 4, 5. Ndopa ndakatoona kuti izva ndine ndinotofara music zvekudaro. My dad vakatozopedzera nditi iwe unopenga here ndaidai so vamwe pavanoenda kumunda musi wesandi inini ndaisara kumba vachingobuda kuenda kumunda ndo handasara ndo handaisa radio on full blast handiti zvekuti pavanenge vari kumunda ka vanenge vachindidzwa ndichiimba zvekuti ndaisara by the end of the day on a Sunday mangwana mande panoenda kuchikoro ndendisina voice ndichikwama are you crazy unopenga vanendedzira vari kumunda kuti ndikauya ikoko ndoyasvika kurova but inini ndandisina kanazvo
kumaneighbors aizoti chii
handinoziva kumusha pane musha panapa poita next apo poita kupi
okay.
I used to listen to Mbuya Mlambo back then. I would write to her, but unfortunately, handinombwana response on.
Nakupindura.
Kwakudhara kwakusati kwane WhatsApp kataita kunyora tsamba saka paichazombobva kwahadina uko kusvika kwaradina papa katoita. But then, and also kudhara there were DJs who used to play nice music, like Peter Jones, Innocent Chuma.
Oh yes.
Kudzi Maruza, Witness Matema.
The True Man.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys were legendary.
And I teach Mataz, you know. They used to.
Did I tell you? I mentioned this before you came on, Kuti, how I got into radio. It was through those guys that, growing up, Dengoti, even Vanguango Achena on Tambakunze, like play outside or whatever, my playtime was sitting by the radio and listening to the voices in the radio. And I would be like, you know what? I want to be in the radio. I want to sound like those guys. So for me, it was more of an imitation game. When I hear Peter Jones speak, then I would kind of copy what he's saying. And I'll be like, you know what? I think I could do this. But that dream, it's impossible for someone like me to be on the radio. Just felt impossible. But it was a dream of mine from very young in my years. And those were good times. One time I even I met a friend of mine who I've been looking for so many years. If anyone knows how to find this girl, her name was Rosaline Pangetti.
Okay.
Rosaline Pangetti. We were connected through radio. I think it was SFM. At the time, Yangechinzi SFM. And I think that was the name. Because it's changed, right?
SFM. No, it changed. Kudara Yainzi. That was Radio 1.
Yeah. It was Classic FM, I believe.
Yeah.
So they had a segment, Yama Pen Pals, like you would reach out, get to connect with someone. And I got connected with her. We became good friends. And she lived around area Yepa Railroad, Pape. Rail station, somewhere there. But we just lost contact over the years. But that's how powerful radio has been, to where it connects you with other people. And even right now, can you say you've met or become friends with people you've only known through maybe my show or through radio?
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of friends from the Escapade Radio who we have now become family.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. I love you. The Escapade.
Yeah. And in case you've never heard the Escapades Radio, there's a link that's going to be in the bio of this podcast episode. Check it out. We do that every Sunday morning. Well, morning my time, but it's evening in Southern Africa. We just hang out and just do, radio the way it's supposed to happen, right? Fun.
Yeah, going crazy.
Engaging, exciting, crazy. So, yeah, it's funny you mention that. But yeah, you were saying that you've made friends, right? Through radio.
Through it, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, radio has... Say that again?
And I said, I've made friends and friends who've now become family. Through radio. Yeah.
Have you met a boyfriend through radio?
Oh, yes. Yes. I met a man.
You should have led with that. Those were not what it is. Because
guys.
Do you want to tell us more about this guy? It's a story for another day.
Not today.
Yeah.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah. So love can be found on the radio. Because also it helps if your significant other has the same taste in music, right? It's just one of those extras that kind of solidify your relationship. Sometimes you can slow dance to the music. Sometimes you can just have dinner, have the music playing in the background. Even when you make love, you are listening to the music that you both enjoy. Anonzani mfeso. Toda kumuziva mukwasha weredio.
That is a story for another day one.
Look, the other day could be next week because I might bring you back next week because ndoto muziva nyadza want.
And if it's next week,
okay, so we're gonna do it. You heard it here first. We're gonna hear boyfriend ya Chipo yakawana pa radio. Was it on my show that you found this guy?
Those nasals.
That was Yakawitrachi. The next person who listens to me over Zioti, kunowani kwa warume kuno.
Yes, it was on your show.
I know. Just wanted you to say it. Anyway, Chipo, I really appreciate you. I wanted to take this time, excuse me, to just say a very heartfelt thank you for, do you know what it does when you believe in someone else's dream? Like when you listen to me for 3 hours, that to me tells me that whatever I'm doing, even if I don't appeal to the whole world, there are people who still appreciate what I do. And that's all I need. I don't need 1 million people to follow me. I don't need 300,000, 20 million. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is there one person when they listen to me, they're going to take something away from what I give. They're going to enjoy it. It's going to change their lives. That's all that matters. If I have 5 people like that, I'm a happy man. So thank you so much for the support, the love, and just believing in my craft and in my art. I appreciate you.
Thank you, DJ Wangu. Thank you for your music. And thank you for tolerating us. Thank you for tolerating me.
Listen, I will tolerate anyone who appreciates the escapades. If you are a follower of the escapades, you will realize that literally the whole experience is driven by the listener. What you like, what you want is what you get. So, yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate you spending this time with me, coming to sit with me today on this episode of Thus Far, the podcast. So far, so good. And I guess this is our goodbyes, yeah?
Bye.
All right. Bye. So you're going to come back again, right?
Akuna request.
Well, for this one, I don't have because I can't play music on this platform, but...
Oh, it's just... Oh, okay.
Yeah, but...
Bye.
All right. Yep, that was this week's episode of Thus Far, the podcast. And thank you so much for listening. And remember, you can catch me every Sunday morning. We do the escapades, and sometime during this year, I might go back to doing ZFM Stereo's Love Lounge. But you can also catch Thus Far podcast. All the links to this are in the description. So Check them out. Let me know what you think. And also, if you are a fan of my shows, have been a fan, I would love to get you on here. Tell me your experience and your stories, because I really want to know that. So until we meet again in these and other escapades, please take care of yourselves and your loved ones. And above everything else, take care of your heart. My name is SK. Take care. Bye-bye.